Hey everybody, how's it going? Like Butter here, and today I got a Division video because I want to discuss my first impressions of the brand new Underground DLC and 1.3 update that just came out for PC and Xbox. I know a lot of people are on the edge of buying it and not sure if it's worth it or not, and I want to give my honest opinions here as we go underneath New York City to show you this brand new area that was just unlocked. And I want to overall just kind of talk about my first impressions and what I believe that the future of the game can hold. So you can see this whole new area here, which is the terminal. Bunch of new things. You guys will really enjoy that. This DLC has probably been one of the most refreshing experiences I've had since the game came out. When a game releases and there's, hundreds of weapons and hundreds of different pieces of gear to get, you kind of have this feeling of just kind of not knowing what you want to really go for and not know, like the feeling of not understanding all of the loot that's out there is kind of amazing because you'll get stuff that you don't even know what it is, and then you kind of have to learn the gear and learn the stats and learn the attributes and learn the game. Well, it's such a refreshing experience to be able to kind of feel like you need to do that again. The Underground is such a new experience every single time you do it, which is my favorite. My favorite part of the DLC in 1.3. Obviously, a lot of the changes in 1.3 are fantastic and make it a lot better in my opinion because it's more convenient, like the fact that you can use 3 division techs to get crafting items, or the fact that you can basically use any type of high-end material that you want to craft weapon kits, and how you can recalibrate weapons now. Like, there's so many good things about this update. It's just kind of blowing my mind. But my favorite part is the Underground experience. Now, if you guys don't know, basically every single time you queue up, it's pretty much like you go down into this area, which is going to be randomly generated every single time. Now, I played for 8 hours. We probably did like 30, maybe not 30, but about 20 Underground runs. And we didn't get the same mission not one time. I remember the first mission I ran was this mission where you're in this underground club and there's like lights flashing and it's kind of like a rave, and it was really cool. And I was hoping that I would get that again, but we actually didn't get it a single time again. We ended up getting all these other random ones. And there's something about the feeling of knowing that even though you're kind of grinding to get gear, a big part of the Division was about, doing the same thing over and over and over again until you got exactly what you want. And that can get repetitive, that can definitely get a bit repetitive and boring. But this experience that the Underground has to offer, where you feel like every single thing is different, is fantastic. And it was such a good idea to add randomly generated areas to PvE, because PvE feels alive again. It feels rewarding. It feels like it did when the game came out. And to go for new gear and new gear sets and new weapons, and the new weapons are phenomenal, by the way. They're really, really cool. I think you guys will like them. I'm using 2 of them now in this video. I'm using the G36 and I'm using the SVD, which is the SVD is the new sniper. G36 is the new assault rifle. The G36 is actually extremely strong right now. I have a feeling that the base damage was a little bit too high. I'm not sure if they're going to be tweaking that soon. I think I heard one of the devs say that they're going to be reducing the damage of it because I don't know, it's just broken. I think it ends up doing around 300k DPS. And I had 280k DPS on my G36, and I didn't even have like brutal or deadly on it, or fierce, or any of the good talents. So I can only imagine if you get a G36 with brutal and deadly. And to be honest, the talent, one of the new ones, that's called Focus, is actually really good. It increases your damage on your gun by 14% when your skills are off cooldown. So basically what that means is, as long as your pulse and your heal, or whatever the 2 skills that you're using, are off cooldown, meaning like you haven't used them yet, you will get a 14% damage increase, and that's pretty insane. Definitely can tell the difference. I mean, I think it was putting my DPS from 250k to 290k, and then when I pulsed, I went down to 250. So it was actually like counterproductive to pulse. So that's going to be good when you're using like kind of a conceal pulse or something like that, where you're not getting many stats from it. You're more so using it to kind of remove the amount of damage that other people hit you with, or if you want to not be seen, that kind of thing. And it's just, everything is just more convenient now. Like everything kind of feels balanced. Like the weapons feel more balanced now. The crafting feels more balanced. Like it doesn't feel like, it's completely like useless like it was. Like at first, crafting was the only way to get good gear, and then they nerfed it into the ground. And now it, since you can convert high-end, pieces, and now you're only getting blues and up from like the base of operations, and you can find golds through the underground missions. Everything just kind of feels more overall balanced. It's cool because you get the underground caches and you get to open those, and there's also crates that you can find, and there's just so much to do. Like such a refreshing feeling to actually enjoy PvE again, because it's not the same experience. So I think the best part, like I said, is underground. I think if you guys like PvE at all, you will enjoy the underground, and it's extremely difficult, by the way. The challenging mode is super hard. It was really fun to kind of put some of the directives on, which are like the skulls from Halo. I only had one unlocked today, but it was really cool. Like it was fun. It was difficult because the one that we unlocked was the one where you can't see the enemy NPCs unless you pulse or you're aiming at them, so they have like no health bar and no indicator through walls, and you have no map either. So you can see I have no map on right now. But yeah, this isn't challenging, by the way. This is hard that I was playing on solo. I only beat one challenging mission solo. It was really, really difficult. And then we still need to get into the Incursion. So overall, like I said, Underground, definitely worth getting. I think it's worth the $15 or whatever it comes out to be. I think that the Season Pass is a very, very good buy. I think people should really, really support the developers. If you guys are enjoying the Division and you guys feel like it has a bright future, like I know it does, maybe you want to get the Season Pass and support Massive and support Ubisoft, because this game is definitely one of their best titles that they've ever released in Ubisoft history, in my opinion. It's so amazing, and it's only getting better. It's only improving. With all the bugs and exploits and all the cheaters taken care of, it feels like now we can kind of just, enjoy the game for what it is. Okay, so let's talk about the Incursion. Now, the Incursion is the cleaner's Incursion. So as you would know, it's probably going to be the hardest. And we played through it, and it was the best Incursion yet. Now, I thought Clear Sky was pretty fun. This is better than Clear Sky. 10 times better than Clear Sky. Because it's not the type of Incursion where you, go to an area, kill a million people, and then go to another area, kill a million people, boom, you're done. That's kind of what Clear Sky was, even though I feel like Clear Sky was a lot better than Falcon Lost, because in Falcon Lost, you're kind of just sitting there killing the same enemies one after another, and it just gets dragged out super long. I didn't really like the wave base that they went for, and I think they realized that. Now, in this Incursion, you're going to go to an area, you're going to do some stuff, you're going to kill some enemies, you're going to, do an objective, and then you're going to move to another area, you're going to kill a bunch of people, you're going to kill some bosses, and then you're going to do an objective, and then you go move into the boss room where, you have to do, these kind of, at first it was kind of like puzzles where you have to figure out, the fire truck basically burns certain areas of the Incursion, and you kind of need to get to cover and move around those areas. It kind of indicates it on the ground as red, and then, it just kind of incinerates the entire place, and you have to turn these levers on, which move this giant tank over, which then drops on the fire truck, and the fire truck has a giant flamethrower on it that shoots you if you get too close. And It's actually really, really good, and it felt fun, and definitely one of the best incursions. I think you guys will really enjoy the incursion. And yeah, I think it's super good. The new weapons are really fun. You can see I just got on the video, I just got a PP Bison in the crate. So I put it on for the second playthrough that we're going to have here of the next Underground. And we couldn't even get through challenging on the incursion. It was too hard. It was extremely difficult. And that's not even heroic. Heroic comes out next week, so hopefully, I'll have a little bit better build by then, where we can actually, do it. That would be cool. But it looks like right now, to get the better stuff, you kind of just want to run through the underground missions, get the sealed caches, loot the items, get it from boss drops, all that cool stuff. So, it really does feel refreshing, because with the underground rank, you kind of feel like you're starting over. You don't feel like you're stuck at level 30 anymore. And it's really nice to see that there's ways outside of the dark zone for people to get geared. So maybe like the more casual players, the casual players that would get really annoyed when they got shot in the back in the dark zone. Which, sucks, right? Because us as PvP players and people who go rogue a lot, you guys know how it is. We go rogue just so that we can, so that it forces action in our direction. Sometimes, you don't think about the people on the other end of that who are just, really super undergeared. They're just trying to loot stuff. So now with Underground, HVTs and incursions, there's so many things outside of the Dark Zone for people to do that maybe when those players do get geared, they'll take it to the Dark Zone and actually try doing some PvP. And I think the Dark Zone now is going to be more PvP oriented than it's ever been. And I think that's cool, because I think that's what the Dark Zone should be. I think the Dark Zone should have that arena cutthroat, no rules feeling to it. That's just kind of the vision that you get when you think of a Dark Zone, So I think that's really cool, and I think that this DLC was fantastic, and I cannot wait until tomorrow so that I can play more. And there's so many new things that I need to test out and try. I think there's a lot of new builds that I'll be discussing soon. I'll be making build videos. In this video, if you're wondering, I was running 4 strikers, which I don't think is very good. It seems extremely difficult to get the strikers to stack. And I think a big reason of that is because I think it's hard to get all of your bullets to register. It's not so much about missing bullets. So I think that the 4-piece striker would be a little bit better if you lost 1% and gained 1%. When you hit them, and lost 1% when you miss. But right now it's 2% when you miss, so it's really hard to get it stacked. But what I did find out, which was pretty cool, is if there is an NPC with a shield, if you shoot the shield, it registers almost every bullet, and you can stack it up to 100% extra damage on that really fast. So I don't know how good Strikers 4-piece is going to be in PvP, but I'm assuming that 5 Strikers and Savage Gloves is going to be a pretty decent build. I honestly think that with how strong the G36 is right now, Predator's Mark build is probably going to be the #1 go-to thing for PvP players in the Dark Zone. For Predator's Mark, Savage Savage Gloves and Reckless Chest Piece is probably going to be one of the best DPS builds you can run with a G36, obviously, and maybe like an M1A as your secondary or something, because all of that damage that you're going to be getting, not only on the assault rifle, but also on the pistol. The new X45 pistol is crazy strong. I don't use it in this video, even though I have it equipped, but I was using it right when I got it to drop, and it didn't even have like a super good talent on it. I can only imagine how good that gun's going to be with Brutal and Deadly, since you can just, you can re-roll the expert talent. So yeah, like overall, I think that the DLC is definitely worth getting. I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised and very, very pleased with the amount of content that's getting added just for a $15 expansion. It's actually, I don't want to say mind-blowing, because I believed that they would do a good job, but I think a lot of people didn't really expect such a large amount of content. I expressed my my feelings in my last video about how happy I was to see all of the 1.3 and all of the underground changes that are being made to the game. And I think that this game has a very, very, very bright future. Now, we didn't even really get into any PvP stuff. We didn't even tap into the Dark Zone. We didn't even have time for that. We were so busy just doing underground and enjoying the PvE that we didn't even really need to go into the Dark Zone yet. So still not sure how the Dark Zone's going to be, if Tanktition's still going to be a massive problem. With the 229 weapons, you can tell you are doing drastically more damage with those weapons. So we'll have to wait and see. Also, they fixed Combat Medic, which has changed the game more than anyone knows. Basically, if you don't know, Combat Medic, what it was supposed to do is when you used a med kit, it was supposed to heal your teammates for 40% of what you healed for. Well, what used to happen is it would heal yourself for that 40% as well. It would consider yourself as a teammate. So now, if you don't have a lot of skill power, your med kits aren't going to heal for shit. Like, they're literally, like, so useless. Not useless, but the amount that you can heal for is drastically smaller than it was before. And I think that it's going to make a big difference there. I think medkits, the amount you heal from medkits scale off skill power. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, I'm only healing for maybe like a bar and a half with a medkit. So yeah, it's definitely not super helpful anymore. I think that might help the tank problem a little bit, since people aren't going to be healing for as much. After your heals or your first aid's done and you pop a med kit, you're not going to be healing for as much. So with the 229 weapons, I kind of have a feeling that it's not going to be like 1.2 where people were just running around in circles and no one was dying. I think that, especially with the changes in the SMGs to crit hit damage, if you can get enough crit chance and you can utilize the pulse more than you could before, which is true, I think you will be able to output large amounts of damage. I can't wait to try a bunch of different builds, especially if someone in your group is running the Reclaimer set. Like, I cannot stress enough how good the Reclaimer set is, to be able to consistently use ensign bullets and explosives, and when you're clearing areas, whether it's underground or the challenging incursion, having a Reclaimer kind of drink that one water that gives your whole team 20% damage to elites is going to be insane. I think of all the sets, having one person run Reclaimer is probably the most important set in the game. Alpha Bridge also, I kind of want to mess around with that and see how that is. I think that might be really good for solo players, maybe like I don't know, 4 Alpha Bridge, and I don't know. We'll figure something out. I'm going to throw a bunch of crazy builds together that I think you guys will enjoy. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Remember, you can always hit me up on Twitter if you have questions. Link to that is always in the description. Leave me a comment in the comment section below on what you guys think. I know, they were having a few problems with the launch of the DLC. So if you were on Xbox or PC and you were having problems, most likely on PC, all you have to do is restart your Uplay. And on Xbox, I think they restarted the servers, which should be fixing the problem. The problem was that everyone was trying to play the Underground DLC, and since the Underground DLC is like separate servers from the regular, Manhattan, I think it was overloading the servers quite a bit, but I think everything is under control now and everything should be pretty good. But yeah, thanks again, guys, for all the support. You guys have been phenomenal. I really appreciate each and every one of you, liking my videos and leaving me comments and always tweeting me nice things. Really feels good. Feels good to be a part of it, to kind of stand by a community through the ups and downs, and to see it going in a positive direction just warms my heart. So if you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care, everybody.